Hello everyone, welcome to our next videos for class 12 SQL curriculum based on CBSE syllabus. In last video, we talked about and introduced file system as well as database concepts, and we talked about some of the key terms. In this video, we'll introduce you to SQL or SQL, that is called a structured query language. SQL is the backbone of modern database systems. It helps us manage and manipulate data efficiently. Today, we will explore how SQL is used for tasks such as creating table, retrieving data, and performing updates. By the end of the session, you will have a clear understanding of SQL's features and its importance. In this slide, we break down SQL into its core components. DDL is used for defining database structure, DML for data manipulation, DCL for controlling database access, and TCL for managing transactions. We will discuss each of these components in more detail in upcoming slides. Before we move on to the next slide, let us look at these new acronym introduced to you. So DDL stands for SQL for data definition language, right? DML is for data manipulation language. DQL is for data query language, and TCL will help us manage transactions across the different database tables. Now, in this slide, we'll talk about data types and constraints in MySQL language. Data types defines the kind of data a column can hold, while constraint ensures data integrity. For example, a primary key ensures uniqueness, while not null ensures a column cannot have null values. These are critical for maintaining accurate and consistent data. About data type, the typical data type that you will be using in MySQL will be int for integer, varchar, more like what you have seen in as a string, where you can specify number of characters, or character, that is your individual character or alphabet. Date is supported natively, float, etc. etc. So as we'll actually look at more and more tables, we will actually talk about which data type is appropriate and accordingly we'll see that uh, which one will works best for you. We also touched about primary key. The foreign key again is having similar characteristics like primary key, but it helps connect across two tables. We have talked about not null. Default is actually when there is no specific value, this particular value can be used, right? Uh, Unique, we have already talked about it. Let us look at more in more detail data definition language for SQL. Data definition language, that is the DDL commands, define and modify database structures. For instance, create, right? So uppercase CREATE, create help us make new tables. Alter allows modifications in existing table, and draw can delete tables as well as databases. In the example, we created a student table with specific columns and constants. So just look at the create table command here. Create table students, right? Where we are saying that ID will be of type int, and this will be our primary key. Name will be more like character up to 50 characters, and age will be integer. So this command help us create a new table in our default database or a specific database that we are working in. We will look at more uh, specific and complex create queries as we uh, cover more and more exam like and recommended practice questions for you in subsequent videos. SQL for data manipulation language. So DDL help us create, alter and drop. In DML, that is data manipulation, DML commands help us manipulate data in tables. It helps us insert new records, update, modify existing ones, and delete, removes data. Now you might ask that alter and drop, right? So what is the difference between say alter and update and drop and delete? So the difference here is alter used to modify existing table structure itself, right? While update helps you modify existing rows, right, in the inside table. And delete, rather than deleting the whole table or database, it will help remove one or more rows depending on the condition and constraint. This example that we are showing here, it adds a student record. So you might remember we created a student with ID as primary key, name as varchar of up to 50 characters, and age as integer. So we have given it values, and the command that we are using is insert into a student. We have specified the order ID, name, age, right? And the values are ID as 1, name as Alice, and age as 20. In a similar way, you can actually try update and delete command. Anyway, we will be playing with these update and delete as well as many other data manipulation commands as we move towards looking at uh, exam like questions for you. SQL for data query, DQL. DQL command helps retrieve data from one or more table. Primarily select, right? So then on top of that select, you might have other modifiers like where to filter records. So you can use a where clause where you can have your filter logic, which will help filter set of records not matching your criteria. And then finally the set of records that has been fetched, right, you can use order by to sort them in required order. So select together with where and order by helps retrieve data in the fashion needed for your use case. The example selects all students older than 18. How? We are saying that select all. So select all means it is selecting all the columns of students, right? So select all from students where age is greater than 18, and you can actually use order by to sort it, plus several other modifiers on top of it. Let us look at some of the data updation and deletion related command. Data updation and deletion are essential for maintaining accurate records. So post creating individual records, you can use update to modify the existing rows, while deletes helps you remove them entirely. The example that we are seeing here, that where ID is 1, we are setting or modifying the age to be 21, and then we are deleting from a student where ID is 1. So the first one helps you update the age for the record where ID is 1, and the second one helps you delete it from the table students. Let us look at functions in SQL. SQL functions simplify data analysis. Aggregate functions work on group of rows, while string and date functions process text and time related data. So you'll broadly see string or date related function in SQLs, as well as you will be having functions that will work on group of records and provide you variety of aggregation. The example that you are seeing, it retrieves all the age from a student. So select age from a student, but rather than displaying all the age, it takes and applies a function AVG, that is for average or mean. So select mean of age or average of age from students. In a similar way, you can try, and we will actually use it in our upcoming videos, other aggregate functions. Count can help you find how many records are there. Sum can help you sum. For example, if you write sum of age, right? So in that case, you can sum it. Max and mean will give you max and mean. So the aggregate functions, which will work on group of records, that will be your count, sum, average, max, and mean. String functions like concat and length, it will work on string like records, and they can help you concatenate or find your length, and accordingly other string functions can help you do appropriate job. The date functions, you can find, say for example, what is the time now, you can look at current date, you can modify in different format needed for your use case. So after introducing functions in SQL, let us look by another very important clause in SQL, that is group by. Group by helps group data based on a specific columns, often combined with aggregate functions. The example groups a student by age and counts them. So you group a students by age and then we count it. What you will get here? Say if you had 5 by of age 18, 10 of age 20, right? So you'll get those count. Over a period of time, you have to make yourself and practice a lot around group by clause. This will be uh, enough to solve almost 70-80% of not only the questions that you see in your exam, but even real world data analysis that we'll be doing on tabular data set using SQL like command. Now, on the table, there are several kind of operations allowed, right? Relational operations like union, intersect, and minus allow combining or comparing query results effectively. So union helps combine result of two queries. Intersect returns common rows, right? The down for music and dance. If you are selecting some record from music, some record from dance, by using intersect, you will only get the one which is common across both the table. Union will combine, while difference, which is A minus B, so music minus dance, it will only show you those record of music which are not there in dance. So minus returns rows from the first query, not present in the second. How you will write a union clause? Select name from music and then select name from dance, and you can apply an union keyword between the two subqueries. What will happen here? It will take all the name from music, it will take all the name from dance, and then it will take an union, which will be a combination of all the unique names from both the sets. What would have happened if it was intersect? Only common name. And what will be minus? Only names from music that are not present in dance. Like group by clause, another relations that is very important in a query is around join operations. So join operations, they allow combining data from multiple tables. Inner join retrieves matching rows, while left and right joins handle unmatched rows based on syntax. We will take more and more example about inner join, the left and right join with examples as we move towards exercises on actual data set. For time being, you can say the first one, select a student's name, course name from a student, and inner join courses on a student's ID equal to courses dot student IDs. So what you are joining it on? It was joining on this condition that a student ID is same as course ID, and from there your select statement will take the name from a student and from course names. So we'll take some more specific example as we move ahead to our next video. Conclusion. In conclusion, SQL is a versatile tool for managing and querying relational database. Regular practice and real-world application are key to mastering SQL skills. And what I'll recommend you is practice almost all the question that is recommended in your NCERT Computer Science Class 12 book. Then follow other recommended CBSE, and we will together solve some select few questions from your course book as well as your previous year question papers. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Uh, if you like this content, please subscribe, like, and comment. Please do let me know in comment section if you want me to modify content in certain way that can help you learn better. In next video, we will practice your exam like questions both from your textbook as well as other recommended sources. Thank you. Thanks for watching.